And as we continue to follow the latest news in the Middle East, let's bring in NewsNation senior and national security contributor, Lieutenant General Richard Newton. Lieutenant General, welcome back.
Good morning, Hena. Good to be back with you this morning.
So the Houthis say, listen, we're going to meet escalation with escalation. This mission was supposed to deter the Houthis. They don't seem very deterred here. How different is this coalition effort, these coalition airstrikes that we've seen in the last 24 hours from what we've seen before?
Well, as Kelly reported, this is a deeper strike against the Houthi positions. Noted that it's, again, a combined coalition effort with the United States and the United Kingdom. And so going after the Houthi targets are actually deeper in the North Yemen positions of the Houthis. As Kelly mentioned, it's going after command and control, weapon storage areas, deeper areas where Houthis can frankly strike and put at risk commercial shipping. And so the other aspect of this is this is now consecutive days of this U.S.-UK coalition strike going after the Houthis. So we have our hands full down there in the Red Sea. It's critical, however, because the Red Sea is about the size of California, but it also has anywhere between 10 to 15% of global, commerce shipping passing through the Gulf of Aden and then into the Red Sea, which has really almost come to a halt. So this is not only U.S. national security interest, but global economic interest as well. Something's got to be done about it.
I do want to talk to you about Iran. They say this is furthering political instability in that region. Do you think Iran is willing to escalate the situation here as these airstrikes continue?
Well, so far, the Shia militant groups in Yemen, the Houthis specifically, are really the proxy, if you will, or organized, trained, and equipped, and certainly financed by Iran. So as you indicated in the nuance in your question, it all leads back to Iran. And that's where the United States is very important, along with, in this case, with the British against the Houthis, that we continue to strike back. So far, it has not deterred the Houthis from putting at risk and attacking not only commercial shipping, but attempting to attack U.S. ships in the region also, especially in the Red Sea. So this is it's distinct from what we saw on Friday with the B-1 bombers going after those 85 targets with 185 precision weapons on Friday. This is just another element of Iranian-backed efforts to thwart the United States, but now thwart global economy. So this is a very tough position we're in. Candidly, I'll close on this point. I've never seen the Mideast in more of a disruptive or crisis-based environment, and certainly my 34 years plus the 12 years since I transitioned from the military. So this is something to be reckoned with.
So with that said, sir, do you think Americans should be embracing a long-term conflict?
I think the American people ought to be prepared for a campaign-style effort now led by our Commander-in-Chief, President Biden, and his national security team. I don't see this as just a one-and-done on Friday. Certainly what we've seen here with attacks on global shipping and certainly our U.S. warships in the Red Sea. This is not just a one-and-done, if you will. This will be a long stretch. Long stretch for me is in terms of not necessarily days, perhaps weeks, but also months. And then you've got the backdrop, what we can talk about later. Obviously, you've got the Hamas attack against Israel on the 7th of October. So it's a very conflicting, very difficult time. The U.S. has its hands full. Final point, all instruments of national power need to be played out here, not just military, but diplomatic and economic, finance, information, and so forth. So it's a very difficult time. I do not see Iran backing down at this point. And therefore, in order to reestablish deterrence, you've got to be effective in not only you're demonstrating this military capabilities we see right now, but also the political will to lead the efforts in the Middle East to prevent Iran from attacking again.
Lieutenant General, I have less than a minute, but I do want to ask you, the Biden administration has repeatedly said they don't want to attack Iran. But do you think these strikes are retaliatory enough?
We'll see. That's kind of a non-answer, but we'll wait for, all eyes in our intelligence community are certainly on the Mideast right now. We're looking for indications and other warnings that perhaps come out of Iran. We're looking at certainly communication flow between Iran and its proxies in Iraq and Syria, and certainly Iran communicating with its, the Iranian Republican Guard Quds forces, but also the communications between Iran and the Houthis.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.